What's up, family? Man, we're going to continue our relationship series. I think this is part 11, sleeping with the enemy, hidden in plain sight. Yeah, sleeping with the enemy, hidden in plain sight. Man, fam, so often we get in relationships and we think, man, I love this person and we'll do the whoop and I'm speak for me. Just speak for me. Maybe it's just me. I'm just the dummy. You know what I mean? I jump into relationships and I think, man, I love this girl and we'll do the whoop, man. I'm just going all in, for this young person, and I'm showing them how much I love them and just, man, how much I appreciate them and value them and just all this other stuff, right? And then to find out the whole time that, man, how come I don't feel the reciprocate? How come I don't feel like this is being reciprocated? How come I don't feel like they really see me? How come I don't feel like, man, they even know who the fuck I am? Stay with me. We're going somewhere, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Man, so often we as chosen ones, man, we jump in these relationships with these people, and we're so in love with them. And man, we're convinced they're our soul tie. We're convinced that they're our twin flame, and woo, man, and this is my purpose, and da-da-da-da. And we're going to live happily ever after, and da-da-da-da. And we finally got it right, and da-da-da. All this stuff we're going through, and all this stuff we're sowing into this person, all this stuff we're investing in this person, and the whole time, they're the enemy. The whole time, they're plotting on your demise. The whole time, they ain't really got your back. Oh, we're going there today. We're going there. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is. Man, you guys have heard me talking about Samson and Delilah. Samson was a chosen one by God. From birth, Samson was chosen. Samson came in this planet with a purpose, anointed by God. But Samson didn't understand that there was a plan hatched. Samson could have had any woman in the area, any woman. But Samson didn't understand that there was a plan hatched by the Philistines. We can't get him. We know he has a secret to his strength. We can't get close enough to him. Come here, Delilah. We know that Samson loves you. We know that Samson values you. We know that Samson trusts you. We're going to give you some money. What we want you to do, we want you to find out Samson's secret. Tell us what makes him so strong. Tell us what makes him so powerful. Where does his power come from? We're going there. So Samson, the chosen one, the leader of the Israelites, God's anointed, the most powerful man walking the planet, Samson. He's that guy. He's him. The Philistines are terrified of him because Samson has slaughtered them by the thousands and tens of thousands. They can't fuck with Samson. And so they go get this woman. Come here. Go over there and bat your eyes. Go over there and shake your hips. Go over there and let your titties hang out. Give him whatever the fuck he wants. Just get this information from him. So Delilah, some water around here. So Delilah strategically puts herself in the path of Samson. They hook up and Samson's in love. Delilah ain't in love. Delilah don't give two fucks about Samson. She got paid. She's on a mission. Be careful who you hook up with. Be careful who you fall in love with, chosen ones. Star seeds, indigo children, light workers and healers. Be careful who you fall in love with. Everybody don't fall in love back with you. Everybody don't give a fuck about you. Everybody don't see you the same way you see them. And so here's Delilah. She's attached herself to Samson. Samson's laying on her lap. As she's stroking his ego, stroking his hair, caressing him, nurturing him, trying to get his secrets. And eventually, Samson succumbs to Delilah. He gives Delilah what Delilah's been longing for. He gives Delilah what Delilah came there for. Delilah didn't give a fuck how great Samson was at fucking. Delilah didn't give a fuck how powerful Samson was. Delilah didn't give a fuck how many other women wanted him. None of that shit moved Delilah. None of that shit moved Delilah as far as how powerful Samson was. How many guys trembled and was scared of Samson? None of that shit meant anything to Delilah. Delilah didn't give a fuck about Samson's day. Delilah didn't give a fuck about how many Philistines Samson murdered. She didn't give a fuck how many people he beat. She didn't give a fuck how his day at war went. She was there on a purpose. She was there on a mission to destroy him, to get some info from him, to betray his trust. Chosen ones, how many people has betrayed your trust that you've loved? How many people have you fallen in love with that have dogged you the fuck out? How many people have you fallen in love with that walked away from you like you wasn't shit? Chosen ones, how many people would you have given the world to and they didn't give a fuck? No, we're going there today. We're going there. And it is what it is. Here's Samson, the man used by God mightily in a powerful way. Used by God, connected to God. And he can't see that he's sleeping with the enemy. He can't see that he's allowed the enemy behind the lines. He can't see that he's allowed the enemy into his own home. He can't see that he's allowed the enemy into his own bedroom. There's something about falling in love that blinds us to the agenda of the other person. There's something about falling in love that gets you twisted up emotionally. And so here's Samson, this mighty man of God, who's out there killing thousands and tens of thousands of guys. And here comes this fucking woman. She ain't battling him. She ain't going to war with him. Because she knows that she can't beat him that way. So she comes in, batting her eyes. She comes in, being pretty and sexy as fuck. She comes in, being docile and nice and sweet. She comes in appearing to care. Just lay your head down. I know you're tired. Let me just hold you for a while. Let me get close to you, is what she's saying. Let your guards down. You never have to worry about me. That's what she's telling him. And the whole time, she's the motherfucking enemy. She's a spy. Chosen ones. Be careful who you fall in love with. Everybody don't want to see you succeed. Everybody don't want to see you reach your full potential. Everybody don't want to see you shine. Nah, they don't. They don't. And the truth is, it's all good. It's all good. Samson's mission, Samson's purpose was to destroy the Philistines. That was his purpose. And so, he's destroyed them out at battle. But he couldn't get to their leaders because their leaders stayed behind. And so here's Delilah being sneaky. Here's Delilah being an undercover agent. Here's Delilah coming to set him up. Here's Delilah coming to fuck him up. Here's Delilah coming to betray him. Here's Delilah coming to break his heart. And so she does what she does. She betrays him. She dogs him out. She gets the info from him and she takes it back to her camp. She takes it back to her people. She takes it back to her employers, those who sent her. And they come after she's cut his hair. Samson made himself vulnerable to Delilah because he loved her, because he trusted her. But she never made herself vulnerable to him. He made himself transparent and opened up and revealed the secrets of the world to her. She didn't tell him. She didn't show him who she was. Chosen ones, be careful who you become vulnerable to. Who you become transparent to. Some people are attached to you just to get what you got. Not because they care anything about you. Not because they support your mission, your ideas, your beliefs. They don't give a fuck about that. They want to get what they can get. Be careful who you hook up with. Here's Samson, laying in her lap after a hard day of battle. Here's Samson. He's fought his enemies. And he's come home to his safe place, to his sanctuary, to his resting place, where he can just let his hair down and just, I can relax now. I'm safe now. I could lay down and take a nap now. And he woke up. And his strength was gone. He woke up. And the source of his power was gone. He woke up and found out that the person he loved, the person he trusted, was an enemy. Betrayed him. Broke his heart. Crushed his spirit. And now his other enemies They blinded him. They put chains on him. Samson, the most powerful man in the world, the most feared man in the world, is now being led around, blinded, with shackles on, because of the person he fell in love with, because of the person he trusted. Now, what Delilah didn't understand, what the enemies didn't understand, that was all part of God's plan. That was part of the plan. Delilah was doing the bidding of the Philistines, who was doing the bidding of God Almighty. God sent the Philistines to Delilah to get Samson. Why? Because God needed Samson in the palace of the Philistines. Samson could have never gotten into the palace if it wasn't for Delilah betraying him. If it wasn't for Delilah selling him out. And so here's Samson, blinded and broken. He's made a mockery. They're laughing at him. They're teasing him. They're beating the shit out of him. This is their get back. And they bring Samson into the palace. They're bringing Samson into his destiny. They're bringing Samson into the fulfillment of his purpose. See, Samson had destroyed all of the Philistines. They went to battle. But he couldn't destroy the Philistines inside the palace until he got broken, until he got betrayed, until he got set up, until he got dogged the fuck out. And so here, Samson's walking as they're dragging the chains. Blood coming out of his eyes, he can't see. Humiliated. He's in the palace. And he cries out to God one last time. He didn't have the quote unquote source of his hair or the strength because they cut off his hair. But see, the hair wasn't the strength. People see, I wear crystals. These are all crystals. I wear a bunch of crystals. I always got on crystals, you know what I mean? The crystals aren't the source. My earrings are crystals. The crystals aren't the source of our power. They're not the source of our power at all. Our source comes from the source. Our source comes from God, the Most High. And so here's Samson with his hair cut off, and the Philistines think he's weak. He's powerless. He's vulnerable. He can't hurt us anymore. And so they bring him into their innermost chamber. They bring him into the palace, bloodied, beaten, shackled. They think they've won. Samson cries out to God. God gives Samson the strength again. Samson reaches out his arms and pushes the columns down that's supporting the roof. And every one of the Philistines died. Samson died too. But Samson died fulfilling his purpose. it cost him his life. But he fulfilled his purpose. Why am I talking to you about this and this having to do with relationships? Stop tripping off of the fact that they broke you. Stop tripping off the fact that they betrayed you. Stop tripping off the fact that they left you and they abandoned you and they cheated on you and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Stop tripping off of that bullshit. Stop tripping off the fact that they say you ain't shit and you ain't amount to shit and da-da-da. All the shit that they could say about you. Man, it is what it is. That's them trying to keep you from reaching your full potential. That's them trying to stop you from walking into providence, keep you from walking into your destiny. As long as you believe that bullshit, you'll never fulfill your purpose. Understand, they were an enemy. Understand, they never gave a fuck about you. It is what it is. And it's going to be what it's going to be. That doesn't mean that you can't fulfill your purpose. That doesn't mean that you can't accomplish everything that you came here to accomplish. But be careful who you fall in love with. Be careful who you reveal your secrets to. Be careful who you become vulnerable with. Everybody don't want to see you succeed. Everybody don't want to see your purpose be fulfilled. I hope and say that I said something to inspire you, to encourage you, or to challenge your way of thinking. Happy healing. Peace.